the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
I like the chimes. All right. More music, fitting for the bride and groom. My bosses tell me that I'm too wordy, so I'll try to be succinct. And I'm sober, so 2 for 2. And well, and I promise not to embarrass the bridegroom too much. I am 12 years older than Ben. He developed a similar theme last year at my wedding. And it's marked us for a very, very long time. When you're 12 years older than your brother, there are certain things you have and certain things you don't have. You don't really have the competition that a lot of brothers have. In a way, you almost have a nephew. And you also get used to this really wonderful feeling that you're the cool brother. Because you're older, you got to do everything first, and the other one's always looking up to you. That worked until Ben was 16 and taller than me. In fact, he would probably move this forward and stand down there because he wouldn't need to be on the podium. A few years ago, I had to come to terms with a simple fact of life, which was not only is my brother taller than me, he's also, as my best friend told me, cooler than me. And when you find out truths like this as an older brother, it's a little damaging to the ego. But a few months later, I had the privilege of driving across the United States for 3.5 months with Ben, a trip that he called Into the Burning Continent, I believe was your term?
Into the Burning Sun.
Into the Burning Sun, which was kind of our Indian sweat lodge. And we had a lot of 15-hour driving days where not a lot was said, but much was thought, interspersed with music, with meeting people all over the country, people we knew, people we didn't know. And I remember being under the stars in Yellowstone, and Ben heard a dulcimer in the distance. Ben was drawn to that dulcimer, like a moth to light, like whatever allegory or simile you want to use. And I went down there, and he'd found 3 people who were traveling across an old cowboy trail with a dulcimer, and that was it. And Ben went down there, and he shared his music, and he listened to their words and thoughts for about 2 hours. And I remember leaving after about an hour because it was so intense and so rich to see Ben interact with someone like that, with 3 people like that who he didn't know, that I needed time to go reflect on what it meant to be cool.
Wow.
It was inspirational. And looking back on it, I realize how proud I am, not just of you, but of being your brother. Like, you're not Bodie's brother. I'm Ben's brother now. I admire you. I admire the life that you've created, the way you listen to people, the way you ask them questions, and the way you integrate that into your own life, the way you want to make your community and your world a better place. Somehow you found the only possible person I can imagine who would help make that even better. Somehow Hannah focuses Ben even more, helps bring all of this creative drive and energy into this just amazing precision-guided thing that's the opposite of any military simile that I would want to use, because you guys are peace. Like, you are the future. If you guys inspire other people the way you've inspired me, we're good. Here's to you.
All right. She lived away down on the city phone now, and the number on the gate is a number on the door. The next house over is a grocery store. Stay all night, stay a little longer, dance all night, dance a little longer. Pull up, go, throw it in the corner. Don't see why I don't stay a little longer. My mill bridge washed out at the bottom of here. The big creek up in the little creek's level, and about my corn with a double shovel. Stay all night, stay a little longer, dance all night, dance a little longer. Pull up, go in the corner. Let me see you right on, stay a little longer. Like biscuits, keep on bread, hands up in the creek, I have to jump on a hand like a dog on a bone. Stay all night, stay a little longer, dance all night, dance a little longer. Pull up, go in the corner, see why I don't stay a little longer. So we leave them on the beat. Stay all night, stay a little longer, dance all night, dance a little longer. Pull up, go in the corner. See why I don't stay a little longer. Stay all night, stay a little longer, dance all night.